deadly at all.
To me.
You, on the other hand, aren't like it's deadly.
Creatures, though this is likely to confuse any poor animal and is certainly not to be encouraged.
With a passion for the 35th fucking time! Time
sure,
again.
but nonetheless, guys, if you bring a game into a house, nothing to stop an 8-year-old kid from becoming a terrorist and shooting people.
That's right.
On a
Yeah,
video
but you're not
game.
a terrorist.
And here's another dirty little truth that the media try their best to conceal. There exists in this country, sadly, a callous, corrupt, and corrupting shadow industry that sells and stows violence against its own people through vicious, violent video games with names like Bulletstorm, Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, and Splatterhouse.
All these questions and reports that, in fact, there may be a link between what people absorb in video games and what we see in the streets. Where do you see that connection going, Ken?
I mean, violence, for better or for worse, is, going back to the dawn of narrative, is a part of the storyteller's toolkit. Back in the 70s, there was this big hue and cry about Dungeons and Dragons being, kids were going off and killing themselves and disappearing into caves. Yeah. And that happened with comic books, and that happened with rock and roll music.
Okay, but there's Adam Lanza with those 20 little kids beneath him.
My point is that there's, for me personally, games were a way around being that kid.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
To tax the black more than the white, is that not cruel? To forbid the mixing of the races, is that not cruel? To give the vote to the white man and deny it to the yellow, the black, the red, is that not cruel? But is it not cruel to banish your children from a perfect garden? Or drown your flock under an ocean of water? Cruelty can be instructive. And what is Columbia, if not the schoolhouse of the Lord?
Comstock is the god of the white man, the rich man, the pitiless man. But if you believe in common folk, then join the Fox. If you believe in the righteous folk, then join the Fox.
I just want my ship.
What happens with these guys that actually indulge into playing video games like 5 hours per week, 10 hours per week, 15 hours per week? By that statement, their vision should be really bad, right? Guess what? Their vision is really, really good. So your typical, normal young adult can have a span of about 3 or 4 objects of attention. That's what we just did. Your action video game player has a span of about 6 to 7 objects of attention, which is what is shown in this video. Those action video games have a number of ingredients that are actually really powerful for brain plasticity, learning, attention, vision, etc. And so we need, and we're working on understanding what are those active ingredients so that we can really then leverage them to deliver better games either for education or for rehabilitation of patients.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lollipop.
so glad you're okay.
All right, time for my reward.
I found a truth. And I knew what I must become.